Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about something that quietly steals comfort, mobility, and confidence from millions of people around the world: neuropathy in the feet and legs. It starts subtly, a tingling sensation, a slight numbness, maybe a burning feeling that keeps you awake at night. And before you know it, walking becomes uncomfortable, standing becomes painful, and even resting doesn't bring relief. But what if I told you that relief doesn't always come from expensive treatments, complicated routines, or endless medications? What if one simple movement done from a chair could begin to restore circulation, awaken your nerves, and bring life back into your feet and legs? Yesterday, we're focusing on one powerful chair exercise that can make a real difference. Now listen carefully, because this is not just about movement. This is about taking back control. Neuropathy often worsens when your nerves aren't getting enough blood flow, when your muscles stay inactive, and when your body remains still for too long. Sitting for hours, avoiding movement because of pain. It feels safe, but it actually makes things worse. So we interrupt that cycle. Here's the exercise. Sit tall in a sturdy chair. Keep your back straight. Place both feet flat on the ground. Now slowly lift your toes upward while keeping your heels on the floor. Hold for a few seconds. Feel that stretch along your feet and lower legs. Then gently lower your toes back down. Next, reverse it. Lift your heels while your toes stay planted. Hold again and lower slowly. That's it. Simple, controlled, powerful. Repeat this motion, alternating between toes up and heels up, for about 1 to 2 minutes. What's happening here is incredible. You're activating the muscles in your lower legs. You're stimulating blood flow into areas that have been deprived. You're gently waking up the nerves that have been silent or irritated, and most importantly, you're doing it safely, without strain, without fear. Consistency is the secret, not intensity, not speed, but consistency. Do this exercise 2 to 3 times a day. Morning, afternoon, evening. Let it become part of your daily rhythm, like brushing your teeth, because healing doesn't come from doing something once. It comes from showing up again and again. Now let me be clear. This is not a magic cure overnight, but many people begin to feel subtle changes faster than they expect. Less stiffness, less tingling, a little more comfort when walking, and those small wins, they build momentum. Remember this: your body is designed to heal, but it needs movement to do it. Every time you choose to move instead of staying still, every time you do this simple chair exercise, you are sending a message to your body: I'm not giving up. You are rebuilding strength, restoring circulation, reconnecting with your body, and that matters more than any quick fix. So starting today, take that chair. Take those few minutes and take back control of your comfort, your movement, and your life. Because sometimes the smallest movement creates the biggest change. Restore circulation to awaken nerves is not just a phrase, it is a powerful principle that speaks directly to how your body heals, repairs, and regains strength when faced with discomfort like neuropathy. When blood flow is limited, the nerves in your feet and legs begin to suffer in silence. They are deprived of oxygen, essential nutrients, and the steady flow of signals that keep them responsive and alive. Over time, this lack of circulation creates that all too familiar sensation of tingling, numbness, burning, or even sharp pain. It feels as though your body is slowly disconnecting from itself, but the truth is, your body is asking for movement, asking for activation, asking for life to be brought back into those areas that have been neglected or underused. Circulation is the highway that delivers everything your nerves need to function properly, and when that highway is blocked or slowed down, problems begin to build up. The beauty of improving circulation is that it doesn't always require extreme effort or complicated routines. Sometimes, the most effective solutions are also the simplest ones. When you engage in gentle, consistent movement, especially targeted exercises that activate the lower legs and feet, you begin to reopen that highway. Blood starts to flow more freely, carrying oxygen that nourishes tired tissues and removes waste products that contribute to inflammation and discomfort. This process helps reduce the pressure on sensitive nerves and gradually restores their ability to send and receive signals correctly. It's like turning the lights back on in a room that has been dim for too long. The nerves begin to respond, sensations become clearer, and the discomfort that once felt overwhelming starts to ease, even if only slightly at first. That slight improvement is important because it signals that your body is responding, that it hasn't given up, and that with continued effort, greater relief is possible. Many people underestimate the impact of small movements, especially when they are done while sitting. They assume that real change only comes from intense workouts or long hours of physical activity, but for someone dealing with neuropathy, that approach can feel intimidating or even impossible. This is where the idea of restoring circulation through simple chair-based movements becomes so powerful. By lifting your toes, raising your heels, and repeating these gentle actions, you are activating the calf muscles, which act like a pump to push blood back up through the legs. This pumping action is crucial because it helps overcome the effects of gravity and encourages better blood flow throughout the lower body. As circulation improves, the nerves receive more of what they need to function properly, and over time, this can lead to reduced numbness, less tingling, and a greater sense of control over your movements. It's not about forcing your body into discomfort. It's about working with it, supporting it, and giving it the tools it needs to heal naturally. The key is to remain patient and committed, understanding that every small movement contributes to a larger process of recovery. Even on days when the progress feels slow or barely noticeable, those moments of effort are not wasted. They are building a foundation for better health, stronger nerves, and improved mobility. Your body responds to what you repeatedly do, and when you consistently choose movement over stillness, you are actively encouraging your system to adapt and improve. Over time, these small actions compound, creating meaningful changes that can transform how you feel on a daily basis. You begin to notice that standing becomes easier, walking feels more stable, and the constant discomfort that once dominated your attention starts to fade into the background. This is the power of restoring circulation. It reawakens what has been dormant, it revitalizes what has been weakened, and it reminds your body of its natural ability to function, respond, and heal. When given the chance, consistency over intensity for lasting relief is a principle that often goes against what many people believe about healing and progress, especially when dealing with something as frustrating and persistent as neuropathy. Most people think that the harder they push, the faster they will see results, but when it comes to nerve health and circulation, the body responds far better to steady, repeated effort than to sudden bursts of intense activity. In fact, pushing too hard can sometimes worsen discomfort, increase inflammation, and discourage you from continuing altogether. What truly creates change is showing up every single day, even in small ways, and allowing those efforts to build on each other over time. When you commit to simple movements, like a chair exercise done daily, you begin to train your body to adapt in a gentle and sustainable way. Each repetition may seem small on its own, but together they create a powerful signal that encourages better blood flow, improved nerve communication, and increased muscle engagement. This steady approach reduces the risk of strain while still promoting the healing environment your body needs. It's not about exhausting yourself or chasing immediate results. It's about creating a rhythm that your body can rely on and respond to consistently. When you practice consistency, you remove the pressure of perfection and replace it with commitment. You no longer need to worry about doing everything at once or achieving dramatic improvements overnight. Instead, your focus shifts to simply not missing the habit. Even on days when your energy is low or your symptoms feel more intense, doing a small amount still matters. In fact, those are often the most important days to stay consistent because they reinforce the habit and prevent regression. Your body thrives on repetition, and when it receives regular signals through movement, it begins to adjust at a deeper level. Blood vessels become more efficient at delivering oxygen, muscles become more responsive, and nerves gradually regain sensitivity and function. This process takes time, but it is far more reliable than any quick fix. Intensity might give you a temporary sense of effort, but consistency delivers real, lasting results that continue to improve your condition long after you begin. There is also a psychological strength that comes from consistency. Each time you follow through on your routine, you build confidence in your ability to take control of your health. You shift from feeling helpless to feeling proactive, and that mindset alone can make a significant difference in how you experience discomfort. Instead of focusing on the pain, you focus on the action you can take to improve it. Over time, this creates a sense of empowerment that fuels further progress. You begin to trust the process, knowing that every small effort is contributing to something greater. This mindset helps you stay committed even when progress feels slow, because you understand that healing is happening beneath the surface, even if you can't immediately see it. Another important aspect of consistency is that it allows your body to recover and adapt without being overwhelmed. Intense activity can sometimes shock the system, especially if your nerves are already sensitive, but consistent, moderate movement provides a steady stimulus that encourages gradual improvement. It gives your body the chance to strengthen without triggering additional stress or inflammation. This balance is essential for long-term relief because it ensures that your efforts are sustainable. You're not just chasing short-term improvement, you're building habits that support your health for the long run. Over weeks and months, these consistent actions create a compounding effect, where each day adds to the progress of the previous one. What once felt like a minor effort becomes a major transformation as your symptoms begin to decrease and your mobility improves. The beauty of this approach is that it fits into your life without overwhelming it. You don't need hours of exercise or extreme routines, just a few minutes of focused, intentional movement done regularly. This makes it easier to stay committed because it feels manageable and achievable, and when something feels achievable, you are far more likely to stick with it. That's where the real change happens, not in moments of extreme effort, but in the quiet, repeated actions that you choose to perform day after day. Consistency becomes your advantage, your strategy, and your path forward. It transforms simple exercises into powerful tools for healing, and it allows your body to gradually restore balance, reduce discomfort, and regain function in a way that is both natural and sustainable.